Much. Okay, first and foremost, most important news of the day, my feet feel great. But by way of slight further explanation, I actually had major back surgery a couple years ago, so more importantly, my back feels great in these boots. So heels are back, I'm excited. Okay. I realize that I am standing between you and your plans for the evening, so I don't want to take a whole bunch of time, but I do have a few things that are on my heart that I want to share. Today has been, wow. I mentioned earlier that this is my first in-person event with LifeWave, and I came in with high expectations, but I'm thrilled and so not surprised to say that you've exceeded them in every way. And I don't just mean the leaders that you've heard from today, though they have been both inspiring and maybe even more importantly, they've shared truly practical, tactical, business building things that you can do, action that you can take when you walk out of this room so that you can go and grow your business. But I also mean everyone that I've had the opportunity to chat with, and I wish I could talk to every single one of the 600 of you one-on-one and hear your story. We'll get to that at some point over time. We're gonna have lots of time to get to know each other, but I've had such great conversations today. I'm blown away by all of you. When I took this role, I knew that the brand partners here at LifeWave were impressive. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have joined if I thought you were a bunch of duds, but I didn't get to talk to you before I said yes to this, right? So I had to trust the people that I was talking with at headquarters, and I'm glad I listened to them, and like I say, I'm just so impressed in every way. Garrett asked me if I would talk a little bit about vision today, and I think you've heard a lot about vision and the future and things that you can and should look forward to with your LifeWave business from all of your leaders today. And I also feel like I could stand here and talk a little bit more about vision for the company, sure, but honestly, I think you get that. I think you've already caught the vision, right? You know what David Schmidt is capable of, and you have buckled yourself into your seat on this rocket ship to go along for the ride. That's why you're here, right? So instead of talking about vision for the company, I'm gonna talk about my vision for all of you, because we are nothing without you. I don't know when the last time you heard that was, if you've heard it, but it's true. At the end of the day, we could make these products and we could stick them on store shelves, right? We could. Would we be where we are today? Absolutely not. And why is that? Because no matter what kind of impressive marketing people we could hire, we could never tell the story the way that you tell it. And we know what we know because we are students of this channel, because most of us on the corporate side have years of experience in this channel, and we know from our conversations with you, but we also know through tons of data that people don't shop the way they used to, right? People shop, people buy because of the recommendation of someone that they trust. And you heard that first thing, or very early this morning, about trust. And so we know that we would be nowhere without you. So let's talk about my vision for you. And actually, let me rephrase that, because I can't have a vision for you. You have to have a vision for you. Now, if you want me to tell you a little bit about what my vision for you might be, I gotta tell you, it's huge, right? It's really, really big. It might even be bigger than some of you are visioning for yourself right now. Maybe bigger than some of you think you deserve. But at the end of the day, your vision for yourself is what's important. Marcy talked about the why earlier, and I'm a big fan of figuring out what your why is. I hope if you hadn't thought much about that this morning, or maybe walked into this room without one, that exercise really helped you get clear on what your why is, or at least closer to what it is, because I promise when you figure out what your why is, it is going to set your soul on fire. But what I don't want you to do is confuse your why with your vision, right? They're a little different. Your why is your core purpose. It's your reason for doing what you do every day. It's based on your values and your beliefs. It's based on experiences, and it drives you to action. Most people will say when they really get tapped deep into the why, it actually comes from their past. It's foundational to who you are. It's that thing that you give to the world, and it's actually very objective. On the other hand, and I do believe, as Marcy said this morning, that your why can evolve, right? It can and will evolve. But it is a little different than your vision. Your vision is all about the future. It's what you want to create or accomplish in the long term. It's about imagination. This is where you get to dream, right? It's not based on something objective. It's actually very subjective. It comes from here and from here. It's kind of like your just cause, right? It's that thing that you are willing to work hard for. You are maybe even, hopefully, probably willing to make some sacrifices for. So here's my question for you. What is your vision? For you, for your business, for your family, for your community. Have you thought about it? Now, here's another slight distinction, and we've been talking about goal setting today. Neither of these things are your goals. Please don't confuse your why or your vision with your goals. Don't get me wrong, the time we spent on goal setting today was critical. I am a huge fan of setting goals, short-term goals, mid-term goals, long-term goals. But saying that your why or your vision is to earn, I don't know, $1 million, that sounds good, right? Would you like to do that? Some of you already have, some of you will. Hopefully more of you will than are even thinking that you will right now. But saying I want to earn $1 million, that's a goal. That's not your why, and it's also not your vision. Where are we? We're supposed to have a quote. Where's my quote? Uh-oh. Are we missing? Oh, well, okay. Maybe it's not going to be on the screen. I will just say it. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. Vision with action can change the world. That's pretty powerful, right? You want to hear it again? It's not on the slide? Okay. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. Vision with action can change the world. So, when you think about the why, and when you think about your vision, and when you think about your goals, and I know I'm supposed to be talking about vision, but now I want to talk about action, right? Because you can have a really, really powerful why, and you can have a really, really big vision. But if you can't move that into action, you're not going to feel that why, you're not going to get that purpose from what you're doing, and you're not going to move towards your vision. People ask me all the time, all my years in this channel, I get this question all the time. Why are some people in this business successful and other people aren't? I will tell you my answer. This I wasn't going to put on a slide. Maybe I should have. You'll probably remember it. Less thinking, more doing. Right? You cannot think your way to your top prospect joining your team. You can think about it all day long, but unless you talk to that person, they're probably not just going to, come up and sign up and be ready to rock and roll. You've got to put it into action. So as we send you out to enjoy your evening, what I really want you to think about is tapping into that why. Figuring, there it is. Oh, they whipped it up for me. Amazing. I love you guys. That's awesome. Okay, so I want you thinking and really getting grounded in that why. Go deep and figure out what that why is, like Marcy talked to you about this morning. Articulate that vision and think about the possible sacrifices that you're going to have to make to get there, because it will be work. And what I really want you to think about is, what action are you willing to take, daily income-producing activities that will move you one step closer to accomplishing that vision that you have set out for yourself. And what I really, really want you to think about is, do you believe that you deserve it? I believe in you. I think there is a room full of people here that believe in you. So the biggest question is, do you believe in you? Thank you.